be the disruptor. You can say it loud and proud with love. You don't have to be an anarchist, but you can get your message out in the most beautiful way. When the haters turn up and the trolls turn up, water off a duck's back. You know what you're doing. You know the integrity behind it. You know the love behind it. Trust in that and keep going.
Welcome to Love Magic Miracles. I'm Alina GG, and if you're a soul-led entrepreneur who wants to make a big impact in the world, you're in the right place. And if you'd love to weave feminine embodiment into your everyday and quantum leap every area of your business and love life to new heights, then plug into these conversations with these inspiring thought leaders and hit subscribe, comment, like, and share with someone you care about today. Hello, it's Alina GG, and I have a very special guest for you today. I have Anita Nevar. She's a celebrity artist. Welcome aboard.
Great to be here, Alina.
Yeah, we're doing this.
We are.
Oh, beautiful. Like, what's lighting you up at the moment? Like, what's really floating your boat? What gets you up in the morning?
Getting out in nature, ease and flow, like the calm, the peace, and just connecting with the universe, really.
Yeah.
Whether that's being out in the garden, going for a walk on the beach, reading a book, as the sun's going down. And then I find what that does is it stimulates my creative flow, because then I'm really inspired. So I can come back to my painting with different intentions and a different reset in my nervous system, which I'm loving.
That's beautifully said. I totally relate to that. That is great. And then do you find you're just more productive because you've just topped up your tank?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And even in the day, I'll stop and I'll have an Anna nap. Like if I feel like, I've been going for quite a certain amount of hours and I can feel myself winding down a bit, I'll have an Anna nap or I'll go for a swim in the pool. I just find that breaking things up instead of the hustle keeps you in that calm state, and then the flow just keeps going.
Yeah.
So, I'm a bit of a night owl too. So if I get that bit of a nap or rest in the day, then I can keep going at night.
Yeah.
And hours just kind of drift away, which is beautiful. And I get in that kind of meditative state where I'm creating, but I lose time. So an hour can feel like, 5 hours can feel like an hour. But for me, I guess, and I've come from a recent journey where I struggled with a bit of burnout because I was hustling like a mofo and I wasn't looking after my health, and all the things that I would usually do to keep me grounded went out the window.
Okay.
So I'm more conscious now to keep that balance and to keep in that flow and keep inspired by looking after me.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, it's a tough way to learn that lesson through burnout. And if we can catch ourselves a bit before that stage, all the better. But sometimes we have to hit that rock bottom to bounce back.
Yeah, that's right. Hit the dirt. Or so one of my mentors said, why do we as humans wait for the Mack truck to run over us before we get the message to learn the lesson? And I think you only have to have that Mack truck run over you 1 or 2 times to go, hey, I'm not going to do it that way anymore. And it kind of hits home. So I think the Mack truck has hit me enough times now. So, yeah.
So what was driving you to hustle so hard? What's your why?
My why really is the sexual empowerment. The art is a vessel, but the message behind it is to help others. So I grew up in a doomsday cult and suffered domestic violence and all sorts of traumatic, horrific things right up into my mid-20s. And my why is really coming from my early childhood and my early adulthood, where I was so repressed and so scared, and there was so much guilt and shame, especially around sexuality. And I wasn't, even as a teenager, I wasn't even allowed to experience things normally that a teenager would, going through hormones and having a boyfriend and all these sorts of things. So when I ran away from the cult, my art became my therapy, and I started painting things around sexuality because I was getting it out of my nervous system and expressing everything that I couldn't or didn't have a voice for or didn't understand. And then that therapy turned around and ended up becoming something that was empowering other people. So through the story, through the art, it was really, and it's a magical thing to watch it unfold. It was really liberating to help others as well.
Mm. That's
Yeah,
very powerful. Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
my pleasure.
As you're a bit of a disruptor. I mean, you graced the cover of Forbes magazine and LA Weekly. How did that all come about?
Yeah, look, I've been doing my art now for 25 years. So
Mhm.
I've navigated so many different fields, and I started small. Like, I was just painting and exhibiting in dungy little back alleys. Um, and then as my journey went along and my story became more empowered and bigger, and I was confident to use my voice and tell that story more, I started meeting different people in different areas. So, then my work went into galleries. And then the next minute, I'm doing like big kink festivals and sexpos and drag festivals where, say, 40,000 people will come through the door. And then before you know it, you're meeting celebrities. And so it was kind of networking, but without me really trying. It just evolved and it took its own little trajectory.
Mhm.
And I just felt into it really. It was something felt aligned and felt right, and that person came into my vortex, then I would run with it. So obviously, as you work your way up the ladder or you meet these people, then you start getting press, and the press too actually is godsend because it reaches a bigger audience and it can
Mhm.
help more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that all came about. I just through the
Mm.
network, through press, people that were giving me opportunities, or me seeing something and taking it and jumping on it.
Mm.
Um, but it's really not. What's interesting, and I was trying to explain this to somebody the other day. It's not even about the fame. I couldn't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
It's about the platform that you can use to have a bigger voice to reach people.
Mhm.
So it's like musicians through their music. If they've got a massive audience, they've got a bigger voice, right?
Yeah.
So it's the power of that that really lights me up. I
Great.
mean, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of a bit of a hippie, really. I could run off into the bush and disappear and not speak to anybody. So it's a bit of a contrast where I go
Mm.
from like a red carpet or a pink carpet at, drag con to then out in the bush by a campfire all alone, like talking to
Mhm.
the trees.
Mhm.
So, again, I guess that's where balance comes into to stay lit up and inspired.
Yeah. That's great. That's a good balance. And
Mm.
so what are some of the celebrities you've painted?
Oh, a recent one I did was of G Flip and Chriselle Staus of Selling Sunset. And I just love their story, their love story, and being in the LGBTQ space. That was a beautiful one for me to tell. And I watched their journey, and and that's how LA Weekly came about because I painted that before I actually did my exhibition in LA.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed that one because it's got a lot of passion and power
Mm.
behind it,
Mm.
and it really helps to liberate other people too, telling the story.
Yeah.
Um, but I do a lot of work behind the scenes because and a lot on under NDAs because
Mhm.
some of the stuff that I do paint for people, they want that for private collections,
Sure.
and they don't want that out in the open. So,
Mhm.
but I do have some really cool celebrities coming up that I
Nice.
won't disclose right now,
Yes.
but you'll see them on my canvas really soon, and it's a lot of fun and very
That's great.
kinky.
Oh, great. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Wow, I feel like you're such an action taker. That's very inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've learnt, and it's in my blood. Like, I've got a European background. I've got this crazy Italian father that goes a million miles an hour. I definitely take after him. And I find ever since I've been young, I've always been an action taker. But in saying that too, and this is great because you get shit done, right?
Yeah.
But you can also hustle, hustle, hustle to the point of where you do burn out because
Mhm.
sometimes there's no off button. And that was the lesson I learned recently doing that LA
Mm.
show is you definitely have to have that balance,
Yeah.
even if you are an action taker.
Definitely. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting, like, the energetic channels that we contain within us. We have the left side, the right side, the central channel, and, yeah, the combination between being, doing, and then, yeah, it's we always need to be in balance as human beings. If we go too far one way, then you have to sort of counterbalance in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got
Yeah.
this, because I put sticky notes everywhere in my studio, and that was one that I had drop into the being instead of doing, because
Mm.
I find I'm always in doing. When I start
Mhm.
to hustle, I can forget the being.
Mhm.
So that was a really important point I had to really hammer home for myself.
Mhm. Yeah. So what's another lesson you've had, in your on your journey that you wanna share today?
Not give a fuck about what anybody thinks, hey?
Mhm, mhm,
Like, you've got this magic flowing through you, and you've got things to say, and I think as humans, like our inner being wants to scream everything that's on the inside and get it out there. And then our human being tends to shy away and wants to fit in with the crowd and not ruffle feathers and um, hide a little bit, I guess. So
mm,
I used to do that.
mhm,
And again, coming back to my cult background, we were told what to do, shut up and just do what you were told. And we didn't have a voice. So I struggled with that for a long time in my early journey.
mm,
But what I've actually learned is be the disruptor. You can say it loud and proud with love. You don't have to be an anarchist, but
mhm,
you can get your message out in the most beautiful way. And when the haters turn up and the trolls turn up, water off a duck's back. Like, you know what you're doing, you know the integrity behind it, you know the love behind it. So trust in that and keep going.
mm, mm. Is that an inevitable part of success? There's going to be people who it triggers them, so they lash out? Like, is that just
Well,
part of it?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You
Yeah.
trigger lots of people, and but there's 2 sides of that, right? You
Mhm,
trigger people in the best possible way where they just go, "This is what I needed to hear, like, you've saved me."
mhm,
And I get an inbox full of people doing that. If it wasn't for you and your message and your art, I don't know where I'd be, right? So
right,
that fills my cup. I just love it, and I remember why I'm doing. But then the haters and the trolls come in. You can't avoid it, and they're gonna come regardless. But when they are, you know you're doing something big. Like, you know you're on the right path when they start popping up. And it's unnerving initially, and it makes you wanna shrink back. But as I say, once you build that thick skin and you remember why you're doing what you're doing and you see the people you're helping, those ones become irrelevant. And
mhm,
besides the fact, like, they can increase your reach. So if they're talking about it, even if they're talking shit, they're actually building momentum for you because people are curious and they want to come in and see what's going on.
yeah.
So it's not always a bad thing. What do they say?
No.
Bad press is good press.
Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great approach.
Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. Well, it's just part of the journey.
Yeah.
Yes. So how was your show in LA? What was that like?
It was great. Like, the lead up to it was huge. It took me a year to plan it. I was doing everything myself. I mean, I had a team with me that were doing things on the side and helping me, but at the end of the day, I was the backbone of it. So I was in charge of everything. I had to paint a whole series of new artworks. I had to do marketing, press, finances, put out fires, whatever cropped up. And it was at RuPaul's Drag Con actually. So it was massive and dealing with all these fabulous queens, which was a lot of them on RuPaul's Drag Race. If you've ever watched that, so
Yeah,
much fun.
cool. Oh,
So,
wow.
very expressive. Everybody's having a ball. They're all
Mhm,
in like on fire. The spirit's high. The love is high. So energetically, it was a great place to be and I enjoyed it. But the way I managed it that year before up to it was where I burnt out
mhm,
because that's where I wasn't eating properly. I was sacrificing my things that I would normally do, like swimming. So usually, I'm plant-based diet. I swim 5Ks a day. I go to the beach for a walk every day. I read my books. Wasn't doing any of that. because I was trying to get this hustle to get this show set up. Lead up to it, it still was amazing, but I didn't have balance. The show was incredible. But when I came home, obviously I hit the dirt because my immune system couldn't cope and my body shut down.
Wow. So then
So,
what, like when it shut down, then what? You were just like bedridden or what
yeah,
happened?
pretty much. Yeah,
Oh,
it
no.
took me nearly 2 years to get back
Mm.
to me because the first 3 months when I got home and I was sick on the plane, it hit me as soon as my bum hit that seat. I didn't even have a second to think about it. It was like my body knew, "Okay, we're done now. It's time to unleash." And I got home, I literally threw all my stuff into my studio, crawled into bed, and I didn't get out for 3 months. I was so ill. I had chronic fatigue, my kidneys and liver shutting down. I was had malnutrition. I was anemic, like I was a fucking mess. Yeah, I know. And I had to rebuild. So once I started getting a little bit of energy, I was doing little things at a time. Like I'd just get up and walk outside, sit in the sun, eat one meal that would nourish me. So I slowly built on it, did a full detox with this amazing lady in Melbourne, got all my organs working again, my sleep right, back to my normal diet, healthy diet, and then recharged that way. But it took a long time. So, burnout's not recommended. it's,
No.
it's a terrible journey and it really puts you behind. So everything you've just built falls to shit because you can't do anything with it.
Mm.
Yeah, you can't bring it back into the world because you're just trying to survive, really.
Mm. Mhm.
So yeah, I guess my biggest lesson there, and for anybody, is if you've got a big dream and you're going for it, still go for it, but look after yourself because your health is your wealth. That's your priority. And without it, you don't have anything really.
No, that's so true. That's so true. So, do you think that there may have been, like, from that childhood trauma, subconscious programming creating that experience?
Yeah, and look, I'm actually doing a deep dive into stuff like that at the moment. I'm off to Melbourne in a couple of weeks to do this 4-day intensive workshop around um, the body holds score, right? So there's trauma that you know about, and there's trauma that your body has buried. And so this workshop is all about sort of neuroplasticity and epigenetics and rewiring those parts of your brain that store that trauma that you've forgotten about to get it out of your body. Because otherwise, what happens is you keep recreating the same situations. And I've kind of done that a couple of times where I've hit that burnout, I've recreated it and gone, how the frig did I get here again? And I realized after this episode, okay, there's something in there that's still getting me to repeat that pattern and I need to actually address it. So I'm off to Melbourne anyway that was part of my healing and to go the next level to actually address stuff that I had forgotten about.
Wow. And is that with Bruce Lipton or what's
No, it's actually Ray Bean.
okay.
Um, yeah, he's worked with like Joe Dispenza and all these amazing people. And he rewired his brain. He actually had brain damage by falling off some monkey bars and cracking his skull open when he was like a kid. And somebody took him under their wing and helped him, and he's rewired his brain. And he's the most amazing human. I've already done like this 2-day workshop with him, and it was incredible. I cried for 2 days after I did it. It was such a revelation because he explained how the brain works and how the body stores trauma. So he wasn't just sitting there meditating and hoping for the best. He explained why the things happen to us and why we keep repeating patterns and what we need to fix, really. So anyway, look him up, Ray Behan. He's an incredible
Okay.
human. It's like Joe Dispenza, he
Mhm.
goes into like quantum physics and mechanics and alpha and theta and all that. So it's like science backed with other stuff as well.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm about to go deeper. I'll let you know when I come out of it.
Yeah, that'd be great. I was watching a video on with Joe Dispenza this morning, an interview grab, and he was talking about forgiveness. Like that's the secret to, a long-term happy relationship is forgiveness, and it comes up a lot, right?
Yeah, and Ray actually was talking about that, forgiveness, and he's saying, we're ruled by our experiences and the people around us, and we let the outside world control us. Somebody didn't like our post or somebody said something horrible to us or so a part of his training and rewiring is that forgiveness and understanding people are at where they're at because of their experiences or trauma. And so it helps you forgive yourself, forgive them, and not let other people or outside circumstances control you.
Mhm.
So, yeah, forgiveness is huge for sure. And having
Yeah.
compassion and understanding people
Mhm.
on this crazy journey, right?
Yep, that's right.
And I think the
Mm.
other one for me too, aside from forgiveness, and I always come back to this, is move with love. Like do everything with love because love is not something that you're seeking and trying to get. Love should be something that you're being, that you're living. It's just you. I've heard Joe Dispenza talking about it a while back, and I was like, oh, that's a beautiful way of explaining it. Stop trying to seek it, just be it, emanate it, and move with love. And you'll see things through different eyes, through a different lens. And Mel Robbins talks about the easiest way to do that. And I do this all the time now, and I freaking love it. Is when you're out and about in the world, start looking for naturally occurring love hearts. And whether you're on a walk or, you look up to the sky and there's a cloud that's shaped like a love heart, or there's a rock on the ground, or there's a plant. And she said, initially, you'll have to look for it. And I walk every day down the beach and there's these beautiful love heart shaped plants that are all the way along the path. And every time I see it, I'm like, I see you. I love you. So I'm always in a state of love, right? Because I'm always being reminded. So she said, initially you'll have to look for it, but eventually you won't. You'll just be walking along oblivious and they will find you and you'll go, oh, hello, there you are. It becomes a natural way of being. So, yeah, that's my other big thing is just move with love. Mm.
That's beautifully said. Thank you.
We're all one. We're one with everything. So when you move with gratitude, moving with love and gratitude, everything is just beautiful, really.
Oh, it's so lovely. I feel like that's how we've connected straight away, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
from
you
the heart.
feel it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
feel it. It's like a really strong heart energy, hey?
Mhm,
Um, so it's good to be even more conscious to change that vibration and move
mhm,
intentionally in more loving ways. So that
mm,
other stuff doesn't get you down. The hustle
mhm,
doesn't take you over. The hate that's out there doesn't get you down.
mm.
Yeah. It's just another way of being.
Yes, and it sounds like leadership and you're self-led and, we spoke about leadership the other day. What does that mean to you?
Leadership is for me, it's not a power play. It's a leader helps others see the best in themselves and brings light to the world. So you're there to facilitate that human being seeing their true divinity. That's how I would see it.
Jeez, that's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah. 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 And if you as a leader share your light and your love, people can't not want a piece of that. Like,
Mhm,
and look, if they don't, they're going to disappear anyway. That's your haters and your trolls, but you're still planting seeds. That's
mhm,
the way I look at it. They might not be ready now, but who's not to say that what you're putting out doesn't plant something in them and they come back to that later?
mm. Thank you so much for joining me today, Anita. How can people best find you and work with you?
Well, it's been a pleasure being here, Alina. I have my website, which is anitanevar.com, which is spelled Nevar. And all of my artwork and exhibitions and everything's on that website. I've also got my Instagram and Facebook, which is Anita Nevar. If anybody's interested in purchasing art or getting commissions or having something designed for their home, then you can contact me on any of those platforms. And I also do free discovery calls as well when it comes to designing art or exclusive pieces of art for people.
Oh,
So that's
beautiful.
the easiest place to find me. And thank you so much for letting me share about burnout. I know that's
Yeah.
something that's a heartfelt subject that you want to help people with. And with my experience, I know how important that is. If you're heading to it or you're in it, to find someone that can help you, because
Yeah.
without the help that I got, I wouldn't be here now. So I know a lot of people that would love to get help with this. Where can they find you and how can you
Yeah.
help them? Yeah.
Great. Absolutely. Yep. I'm fired up, ready to go with free discovery calls as well. And these are no obligation, 15 to 30 minutes. We find out where you are, what's getting in the way to where you want to go, and what the next steps are. So I will share the links below for both of our free discovery calls. And also, my website is lovemagicmiracles.com, and I've got Instagram and so on, socials. But I think free discovery calls are great for two people connecting in, just seeing if they're a fit to work together. And you can get a lot out of that too. There's a lot of value there. I urge the listeners to book in a free discovery call with Anita for art and Alina for coaching to prevent burnout today. Thank you for listening. I am so grateful you're here. If you're loving these conversations and would like to be notified when new ones drop, remember to follow and subscribe. Have a great day.